Hi everyone, welcome back to the Code Learners Helpline for Software Development. In this video, I'll teach you about JavaScript local storage. Here I will cover various topics regarding the occurred methods of local storage and also finally do an example to show you how it works. So local storage is comes under HTML web API storage through which we can add retrieve data in the browser. So this you can be available as a window.localStorage object, and the thing is that related to the local storage, it doesn't have any expiry date related to the data. So the data stored in the local storage can be stored forever, not like session or cookies where data is expired. So if you want to access local storage data, if you want to get set delete, you have to use certain methods provided by the local storage objects. So we are going to cover that. So the first thing is, if you want to open the local storage, you to access the local storage, you need to right click, go inspect element, and then you click on console. And if you want to check whether the local storage whether your browser has a local storage, then you can use Windows local storage. This will return you this kind of or object which has a length property. Then here the length is 0. The reason is it doesn't have any items in it. So now we are coming to the basic CRUD operations of a local storage. To create a new or to insert a new data, you have to use a method called setItem. The first is the key name, the name of the key which you want to save, and the second parameter is the parameter for that particular key. Here I have stored the code learners has app underscore name key. So now if I want to retrieve it, to get that particular data, I need to use getItem method, and I need to pass the key which I have used during the setItem method. In this case, it is app underscore name. So now if you want to update this particular key, you can use the same setItem method. So here you can see I have a key app name, and here I am updating the code learners from the code learners to the code learners YouTube channel. And here if I refetch this using getItem method, it will return me the updated value. So if the key exists, so it will update it. If it doesn't exist, it will create a new item. So here are some other operations like remove clear and key method. The first thing, if you want to remove any item from the local storage, you have to use the remove item method. So here we are removing the item called app underscore name, and if you try to retrieve it, it returns null. If you want to clear all the data inside local storage, try using .clear method. So this will remove all the data. And here is another method where you suppose if you want to retrieve a particular key name by passing the index, so it will return you the name of the particular key whenever you pass the index here. So here in the set item, I'm creating a new item with the key name and value as Alex. uh, when I do when I call key by passing 0 index, it will return me the name. After that, I have tried to create another set item and added some other data related to age. And now if I try to retrieve it, so key 1 returns me name and key 0 returns me the age. So this is a special thanks to the person who has requested me to make a video on local storage. So this is a shout out to number 1 TV series. If you have any queries and you also want me to make a video on this, so hit a subscribe button and do comment on which topic you want to have videos, and do subscribe to my channel. So now let's get started with the example. So here I'm going to use an example of image file upload inside local storage. So basically in the local storage you cannot upload an image, except that you have to upload a binary file. The thing is that the local storage has a limited number of space. It depends on the browser which is being used. Some browsers support 5 MB like Chrome browser. So there is a way you can upload image files, not a binary file, but a URL inside a local storage. So let me get started with the example. So here is a video which I have created on multiple files do using create object URL in JavaScript. I'm going to use the same example for this video. And here I have already created. I just copied the code which I have used in this particular tutorial. You can also copy the same code by going to my website. That is the codelearners.com. Here the code is available. You can just copy and paste and use this. So now here in this, I'll just show you how it works. When you click on the choose file, whenever you click on any of the image, it just displays the image preview. So, but for now, if you go to the file, and here you see that we are actually appending directly to the HTML instead of using local storage. So what I'll do is I'll change this, and instead of just appending to the HTML div, I'll use local storage to add and retrieve the data. So for this, what we have to do is here I'll just create a function save to local storage, and basically here is the URL of the object. So this URL is actually received from the by using a create object URL. So we have used that here when you are actually creating an object URL. Uh, so this particular link to this particular tutorial of the video I'll give you in the top left part of the video, so you can find, and if you want to know more about this, you can watch that video. For now, I will be continuing from the end of that part. So here if you want to save, I'll just use local window window.localStorage dot set item, and here I need to set the item that I want to store. So for now I just use URL and pass the value as URL. So I'll just call this method here. Just comment this line. And here you need to create object URL. So you pass the object URL. So if I refresh and click and go to inspect element, and if you want to see what are the what are the values that are stored in local storage, go to application, and you see the right side under the storage we have all the storage available, but here you see local storage. Click on the a particular option you want. So if you I have using directly through the file, that is why it is showing me the file. If I open my website, that will show the name of the website. So now if I click on choose file and choose any file, and you can see that a URL key is created and also value is created. This is basically the URL to access the image. So this is a blob file. So I have not passed the binary. I have converted that file into a URL by using a URLs dot create object URL method. So this will convert the object to a URL, so that could be locally accessible. So this is basically kind of a URL string. So I can use the same URL to display the image here. So I'll create a button here, and here I'll give a message out show or get image. So this will basically fetch the image from the local storage, and here what we have to do is, instead of getting using set, we have to use getItem, and we just need to pass the key. And this particular value we need to pass inside this image template div. So we have already set this in a variable, so I'll use the same thing. Here I'll use the same image, and instead of URL just value, or you can give a name to this as a object URL. So if I refresh and click on get image, so looks like something is wrong here. We have the link, but since I reloaded, so this particular blob file was in the memory, but when I have reloaded the browser, so it was removed from the memory. So let us try by adding another image. So if we click on get image, so now you can see we are able to display that. Let me try with another image. Click on choose file. So I'll choose some other image now. Click on get image. You can see we are getting the image. So now if you want to remove this image, you have to see. I will add another button here. Just quickly copy this and just do remove image. Create a separate function for this, and here you need to use remove item, and you need to pass the key on to remove. So after removing, I'll just get the item again, so that we can see the image getting this particular image getting disappear, because this function will be called, and if the image is not there, it will not show any image. Refresh. Click on get image. So now we have an image here. I need to click a remove image button. Looks like the button is too big here. Okay, no problem. But just click. If I click on this, you see we don't have an image now. Since this is the empty URL, we can add a check here. If the image exists, we can display. Just add a simple check. Get image, and now I'll click on the remove image button, and you can see the button has been removed. So I'll show you the same thing here. When I click on the choose files, I click on any image, you see we have a new item here, URL, and the URL to access that particular item. And here if I do get image, this will fetch this particular URL, and if I click on remove, it will just delete that particular section, that particular which has the item name as URL, that particular thing which has the key name as URL. So now you know that how do we use local storage, and how we can actually make a use of it in a real applications. We'll be learning the reasons of why do we need to use local storage. So I have listed some of the reasons which I am going to discuss with you. So the first reason is the local storage basically can be used to store the metadata related to the website themes or any other different information which you need, which is non secretive, like it should not be any login credential information or any information that threatens the security of the website. It should be basic information that will be utilized by the website, like a theme switcher, for an example. There are many different examples you can think of, where local storage can be used. The second thing is, since we are saving the data never gets expired. So as a developer, you need to understand this, that the data once you store in the local storage doesn't have any expiry date. So you can't store any data that might compromise with the security of your application. And you need to make sure that every time, if you need to make sure that you have a mechanism to refresh the contents in the local storage, because when once you start working on local storage, you may update some of the parameters or data in your website. So you need to make sure that all those things are updated in local storage also. So now coming up to the limitations of using the local storage. The first limitation is the storage limiter. So you can so some browsers provide different storage limit for the local storage. The first, basically, when it comes to Chrome, it provides you 5 MB of local storage limit. And the second thing related to this, unlike cookies and session, we the data is never gets expired. Just I have displayed in the previous section also. So even though you close the browser, so it won't be removed. The third important aspect is related to setting. The third most important part is related to the security of the website. So make sure that you won't store anything secure information inside the local storage, like login information, custom credit card number, etc. So if you want to see what is the compatibility of local storage and which are the browsers it supports, the best website I can say is caniuse.com. I have given the link to that particular website in the so you can go through this. Here it basically tells you which are the browsers which support local storage API. So here you can go through that and just get more information about the local storage. And finally, thank you for watching my video. If you do like my video, hit a like button and do subscribe to my channel. If you want me to make content related to your queries, so go to the comment section and just type what on which topic you want me to create a video on. So I will do that. So now coming up to this particular tutorial, I have created a post in my website, thecoldlearners.com. You can go to my website and check the post, and if you I have given a lot more information here. So you can just copy the snippets here, and you can do it for exercise and all. So just let me know if you have any doubts in the comment section, and do subscribe. Thank you.